most recently his son Hank. This morning he is giving speech number 3, Get to the Point, titled My Biggest Responsibility. Would you please welcome Thomas Hopkins.
All right. June 21st, 2011 was a significant day in my life. Around noon, I got a text that read, "Game time." It was from my wife, and that was the code word I had chosen to say it's time to go pick her up from work and drive us to the hospital. In anticipation of the birth of our son, I had the overnight bag in the trunk for probably 3 weeks already. And the drive to the hospital was easy. I was actually thinking I was doing great because I was calm. I kind of pictured myself being in a basket case and freaking out. Once we got to Carolina's Medical Center, the day ran the gauntlet of emotions. Fear, excitement, joy, blood, sweat, and tears in between. I was never nauseous, but I was worried that I might faint for about 2 minutes, 2 different segments there. When I first saw my son, the first thing I noticed was his hair. Neither me or my sisters had any hair until we were like probably 5. So I was just amazed at his thick, dark locks. Gosh, he looks like Don Draper, I said. He even had a nice part, and I've been watching a lot of Netflix. Mad Men at the time. The all-female cast of the delivery room looked at me like I had just said something, you know, nurse, doctor, my wife, like I had said something that just made the room stink. Like, that's a ridiculous thing to say for So shortly after meeting us, the son's name's Hank, he closed his eyes and went to sleep, and I felt like that's all he did for the next 2 months. Nothing but sit there and sleep. Cry every now and then, but that was about it. So during that time, being a parent wasn't much more than just added routine. He was fed every couple of hours. We gave him a bath before bed. We read to him before we put him in the crib. But eventually, he started making some sounds and started having his eyes open more, and these sounds started to sound sort of like words, and then we just kind of accepted them as words. The first one was ma-e, ma-e. The next one was daddy, daddy. Came in second there. But he really has been the most fun playmate and everything that I'd hoped he would be. I don't take any credit for it, but he's brave and persistent. He climbs everything. And when he falls, he cries for a little bit, then tries to go get back on. He's curious. The first thing he says when he wakes up in the morning is, "What's that?" Pointing the same elephant or tractor he does every morning. And then that's probably the last thing he said before he goes to bed, one of them. The people that babysit say, if I'm never asked that question again, it'll be too soon. This makes me very proud. A couple of months ago, I came in and had my favorite moment of the day, because he's usually in the kitchen pulling at his mom's leg, and I'll come in the back door, he'll hear me, come around, daddy, daddy, come like that. It's, you know, I love it. But this day, he had my 2 blue slippers. I had these old Navy police slippers I wear around the house. And he had those in his hand. And so he was trying to do something nice for me, and I didn't expect it. So I kind of was reacted with sarcasm. "Man, are you bringing me my slippers? Your stock's rising, son. If you could make a martini, we'll probably about keeping you around." And my wife shot me a look. It was succinct, narrowed, but it said a lot more than we can go into now. But 2 of the things he said were, 1, that's not that funny, and 2, he doesn't understand exactly what you're saying right now, but he understands a lot. He understands too much for you to be making jokes like that. And she was right. This is something I've been noticing, every day more and more now. When we're at home, he follows me around and imitates pretty much every sound that I make. Just yesterday, I was sitting on the bottom step to put his and my shoes on. And I got down and, it was a little low, and I just make this sound. And he was 2 seconds behind me doing the same thing, making the Just sit down. I couldn't believe it. So those are just 2 random examples. These things happen with him every day. So every day I get a deeper understanding of the responsibility you take on being a parent. His first year, just keeping him fed and changed and alive was really the extent of the job. Now you have someone watching everything that you do. And I feel like I have a lot of work ahead of me to set the kind of example that I should. Like, number one, giving a sincere thank you when somebody does something nice for you. I don't want them making wisecracks and leaving someone feel unappreciated. Number two, stay in shape and energetic. I don't want to allow him to allow himself to have that attitude that it's okay to think everything's such a strain and make noises just because he sat down. So these are just small examples. I've done much better and worse. But they occur more frequently every day, so I feel the responsibility more and more. Not only to keep them safe, but to show them how to act in the world. So I don't think becoming a parent necessarily makes you a better person, but it serves as great motivation. Yeah. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Thomas. Our second speaker today, oh wait, before we do that, we need